To get the speaker wire ran in the dash?
Yes, it is there.
It is here?
It is there.
All right, look at this. This is gray with orange. This one is white with orange. We have our giant zip tie that we use for a snake. Fernando hasn't screwed them in yet. Down here is the crossover.
Yeah.
It is located right here. Crossover is zip tied down here to the main harness. I can feel it in there. It's right there. Since these are done, what have you moved on to?
I moved to the microphone. I'm gonna run it. So it goes around here. A few zip ties with their loom so it doesn't damage anything behind it because we cannot take it out. So we're gonna run it, protect the wire.
You're so good.
I know. Thank you guys, thank you guys. Taking the driver's door off, first thing is you have to locate where are normally your screws. This one, it's easier. It's only 2 screws, one right here on the handle and one in the lever. You normally go around it just to see if you have more, but in this case it's only 2. So grab your pry tool. This is pretty cool. Looks like they already tried to pull it out. Then we're gonna grab a T20. Then the second one, it's on the handle. Slowly. Now you're gonna grab your pry tool. Plastic, it's better so you don't scratch nothing. And then you go around. You see, normally they have these sail panels. 2 clips. Kind of push it up. And there it is. Start disconnecting. So what I like to do is push it coming from this side. There you go. For the handle, we have this expensive tool. Put it on. And there it is. Speaker has the same screws, so you don't have to change. There it is. Time to upgrade the speaker. Added the foam that came with the Kenwood kit, just like the factory. Plug it in. We're using the low pass. And I like to put my screws halfway in, just to make sure this line up. And the last piece. Now you put the door in reverse order and you're good to go.
For our amplifier, we've picked the Kenwood Exelon X 802.5, one of my favorite amplifiers. I love the size, the power, the way it's just laid out, everything about this amp I'm a fan of. Some people out there do complain about the screw down style terminals. You know what? I don't care. I'll take those too. As far as performance, value, and size, this is a hard amp. With that, the specs, 50 watts by 4 and 500 by 1, which is going to be perfect for the P312 we're going to be running. Now, we've dynoed this amplifier. It puts out nowhere near 50 watts. This thing is definitely underrated on how much power. At 4 ohms, I believe we were getting close to 80 watts on this, so plenty of power for what we're trying to do here today. This piece comes off and allows us access to the front or the power input side of the amplifier. It has an input for a bass knob. It is not included in the box. It's a separate piece you do have to buy. And even though this radio has subwoofer level control, he would like a bass knob. So we have their little bass knob, standard phone style jack connection. High level input is separate from the RCAs. The high level input is in the bag with the instruction manual. A, B, and sub level inputs. These are those screw down terminals, and it goes front across the top, rear across the bottom, and then these two over here on the end are your subwoofer, power, remote, ground, It's 3 30 amp fuses. If you flip it around to the back, subwoofer input or AB. So if you just have a source unit that has a front and rear only, you can leave that to it and it'll give you a non-fade. We have A gain, B gain, sub gain, bass boost, crossover for sub, selectable between 50 and 200, which is all the channels. High pass on and off. The sub is always on because it can only be a sub output. But this is the little sexy beast that it is. This is gonna go underneath the front driver's seat. We have to come up with some form of a mount for it and get it into the car along with getting all the wires up to the dash. Let's hop into the car and figure that out. This is a stone go vehicle, which means there is not a lot of room because the seats all collapse into the floor, but there is room underneath this driver's passenger seat. This is the driver's side. But that's it, like there's a metal brace back here and that's where it stops because the other seat folds into it. And this amp fits perfect. That's one of the reasons why we chose this amplifier. But mounting it into place so it obviously doesn't roll around is gonna be interesting. And why that is because like this metal part of the seat is bolted through the floor of the vehicle, which is fine. And I don't even really want to worry about that so much. What I'm thinking is I want to make a bracket that comes all the way across the front here and then folds up to this area here and then put 2 nutserts, drill a nutsert into this, put another one in this side and screw my amp into that bracket with the power wire facing back. I can then get my speaker wires to run up into the dash and my RCAs. My power wire can come over here off to the side. There's a tunnel in order to do that. And I think that would make the most sense because I can lift this up off the floor just a little bit so that it has some clearance off of the carpet. These aren't going to be fun to drill through, but we drilled out those weld points earlier today, so it shouldn't be any different. And then just nice nutsert in this, screw it into place. It'll be like those drawers that come out that these vans typically have. And I'll leave an area in the front so that I can get to all these controls. And that's the plan. I'm gonna grab a tape measure, some paper, and I'll meet you over by the saw where we'll put this all together. This is not very comfortable. I have my measurements. I need a piece that is 10.5 by 16 3/4. I need to remove these 2 pieces right here. And this is what I want to make. I'm gonna fold these to 90s, then this will slide right in there. Those will screw in. Actually, it's gonna be like this so that the ABS, this part is on the outside. Amplifier is gonna sit right here. You kind of get what it's gonna look like, right? This is the final. It's gonna sit just like this in the car, so kind of cartridge load in. Screws, mounting, wire, that's all what I have to look forward to now. Anytime you screw into ABS, make sure you drill a hole first. Don't just put a screw right into it. It does not like that. It will not cooperate and will not be your friend. On the back side, it has these little points. I like to grind them off. Now it is time to get my wires connected.